Coach.
Oh, sorry. We're doing here with Gilmer High School head coach Alan Wetzel. Coach, if you introduce your 3 student athletes.
Yes, sir. This is Will Tomahawk Henderson, and that is his middle name. That's not just a nickname. You got Brendan Webb, and then you got Tarek Tate.
Coach, we'll start things off. Just your thoughts about winning the state title.
You know, it's just amazing to have this opportunity to coach young men like this. A challenging year, I think, just adds so much to the sweetness of it. You know, starting out with adversity, people going, oh, they're not going to be what they've been before, and those kind of things, and guys just coming to work, and trusting, having family tragedies this year on our team, having coaches who are hoping to get on kidney transplant lists, you know, just so many things, just life. And to get to go out and as a team, as a community, and have the sweetness of victory, it's beyond words.
Questions?
Coach, you know, talk about your journey all the way here. You had a big team like Sunnyvale, then ultimately defeat Crawford. Can you just talk about the journey to get here?
Well, you know, when we went into the playoffs, the weekend before the playoffs, we had the tragedy with Jeremiah's family, and that galvanized us. You know, we were improving, we were getting better, and so forth. But that was like, you know, this is personal, and I think as a team, if you go back and you rewatch those games, you're going to see us begin to play different, and you always preach and teach, you know, it's not about you, it's not about me, it's the team, it's not, we're selfless instead of selfish, and, you know, that's the hardest enemy for me to fight every single day is me. And with that happening, it just took us to a different level of getting it. And you saw guys that maybe their role wasn't as big and they didn't care anymore. They're getting after it on the sideline and encouraging and cheering for each other at a whole different level, and the practices got more intense, etc. And so you saw a steady climb, I believe, through the playoffs. And obviously that's every coach's dream, is for that to happen. As a result, all I can say at this point is I could not be more proud of these young men. It's not like adversity makes you be great. Adversity gives you the opportunity. And then people have to make that choice, and these guys did that.
First half, back and forth, just the same kind of adversity we've had in several games this season. Talk about how this team responds when you get behind, you just bounce right back.
Well, you know, emotions go up and down. That's part of a game. That's one of the things you have to deal with. And again, we're talking over and over and over about we have to make a choice. We have to make a choice instead of allowing our emotions to overcome and cause us to draw back, cause us to start having negative thoughts. And so you have to take captive those thoughts and go, no, I'm not going there. And these guys do it. You know, even at a rate sometimes that surprises me. You know, things happen and they're just going, okay, we'll just do this. You know, and I'm like, I'm glad they did that. You know, and then it's amazing what happens when a team begins to see themselves that way.
Your motto at the start of the year, roughly, teaming was improvement, correct?
Yes, sir.
Well, 3 of the first 6 games, you had 3 games where you gave up 71 points to Chapel Hill, 62 to the big Washington team, 63 to Pleasant Road, and everything on your line.
Yes, sir.
What happened?
Well, it wasn't like all of a sudden the next day it got better. After week 1, we recognized, okay, we've got some things we've got to do. You know, you have guys that are starting tonight that were on our JV and our freshman team that night, you know, that week. And so we had to move people up, and then you had to, we tweaked or overhauled, quite frankly, our scheme to fit our personnel better. Went from an odd front to an even front because we felt like that fit some of the guys better. So there were a handful of things. Coach Edwards and his staff just, they went to work. And sometimes seeing the difference in that you saw today, it's not like it just happened between week 9 and 10. It wasn't just between 4 and 5. It was after week 1 and 2, It's just we weren't at the place where we could push the pendulum over yet. And so they just, you know, kept working. They kept working. And I think that's something you can teach people that you carry on to life. Yes?
What was 2 games for the first time in 2017? You were 3-3 out of 6 games. Did you ever envision during this time that this, you could sit here today as a state champion?
Well, quite frankly, I knew this. Yeah, well, I'll be honest, I did think this was a possibility because we have tremendous athletes. It's not like we didn't have some skilled people. We have a lot of guys that run that track team that won the state championship. We knew we had the makings of something that could be really great. We just had to fix some areas, and those things began to happen, and then it all started falling in place.
Coach,
What kind of went into that run, and then what can you say about it?
Well, Will is, you know, he's not just a track guy, and you saw that today. He gets dirty yards. He gets, you know, break and tackle yards. He gets, if I got to get 3, I'm going to get 6, you know, that kind of a thing. And, you know, when we're in those tight, pressurized situations, you know, Coach Traylor was out there tonight on the sideline, and it goes back to a philosophy, you know, when I was coaching with him all the way back in the early 2000s, players not plays. Players not plays. Don't try and over-scheme. Who is the dude? Get that person the ball and give them a chance. And that's what you saw. And we got this guy the ball, and he went and got it. And my goodness, that just is amazing. I couldn't be more proud of you. He's also, I'll just tell you this as well, he's also one of the most selfless people I know. And that makes me as proud of him as all the exploits that he does.
Coach,
Well,
that's
it's
the thing.
so close to the last couple of years. I mean, I was, fitting as a 5-back rugby.
Oh my gosh, unreal. You know, sitting up here doing the first interview for a couple of years in a row, that was tough. You know, that one against Carthage, man, that was a rough day at the office, I'll just tell you that. The next year, you know, we had, you know, made some good plays or whatever, and we had that emotional swing with the block field goal and then run it back and score and all that. And those were great teams. They were great teams. And so to be able to experience what we're getting to experience right now, it is sweet. It is sweet.
Coach, let me get my 2 questions out the way.
You bet. Jump on it.
All right, the first, I'll go to you. First half, just like you talked about with Will, he had 19 targets, 18 touches. When you have to put it on the kids' back like that, like you said, because you know you're starting to run, they run it. When you put it on the kids' back like that, you ever worry that at some point they'll run out of gas?
Yes, sir. But we just look at him and go, "You can do it, Will. You know, you got this is it, buddy." And, you know, we try, and early in the season we try not to wear him out. You know, we've rotated him all throughout the year because if you got a shot to play 16 games, you can't be dumb week 9, right. You know, and 8. So. You know, and Dervay Smith has had an incredible year, just really been a vital cog for us and had some big plays tonight. But then a game like tonight, it's like the old Emmitt Smith and the New York Giants, and he had his shoulder hurt, and they were like, "Yeah, well, we're giving it to you anyway." You know, you just give it to the guy.
Gotcha.
You know? Yes, sir.
Second to the guys, what does it mean for y'all to be the first class to bring it back to Gilmer without Coach Traylor being involved and actually get it done for your coach?
It means a lot to bring it back. We've been through a lot this year. You know, we've all rallied as a team. Our motto continues improvement. We've gotten so much better since week 1, and it feels good to win this game.
What he said.
Well, Will, talk about what it means to you as a senior, so dedicated, as Coach has already said, totally selfless, to have the most record yards for a season and the most touchdowns for a season in the history of Gilmer High School football.
To be honest, I feel regular because I already said I was going to do it. I just had to do it.
And Brendan, talk about, first off, first turnover you got, ripping the ball out, falling on it, recovering it, and then saving what looked like was probably going to be a sure touchdown with the interception in the end zone.
I just want to say, if I wouldn't be able to get that forced fumble, if my D-line and wrap them up, and they caused pressure on the QB for him to scramble for me to get to that position to get the pick. So I couldn't have done without them.
What about the first?
The First fumble.
When you ripped it out.
Well, I seen he was wrapped up, and I put my hands in there, and I felt the ball. So I tugged out, and I seen it come out, and I was like, he's not down yet, so I jumped on it.
To any of the players that, Coach is going to talk about y'all a lot, but what has he meant to y'all? What has he meant to this team and meant to y'all as players and people?
He mean a lot because I feel like he carried us through the season. Him talking to us and just keeping us uplifted.
Yeah, he was the only one that didn't lose faith in us when everybody else did at the game. So. In you.
I say that Will is my nephew from another mother because both of our last names in.
Will, what were you seeing on that last run of the coach the game? What was going through your head? What were you seeing?
Dad had to get the first down.
I ain't gonna lie.
The Billable head coach said that he thought the difference in the game was turnovers and penalties, the like they had not done all year. Did you feel like that was the deciding factor in the outcome?
Well, turnovers are always big, and anytime you can win a turnover battle the further you go deep into a season, well, yeah, it's going to be huge. That's one of the most critical ones. So we always were teaching ball security, and we're trying to rip that thing out or make the pick or so forth. So I would say yes. Penalties, we had a number of penalties too. So I would say, I wouldn't put it on that. I would say it was that our defense stepped up and was able to get a team that has just steamrolled everyone all year long and got stops. It's not like we were putting up 60 tonight. They have a good defense too. They also, only gave up like 100 and something points on the season. So they were very good. And our defense just kept getting them off the field and kept giving us chances. And when a defense is able to do that, you got a shot. And that's what we had tonight. So I would prefer to put it more on people making plays.
2 more questions.
For the defense players, how tricky was that offense? Because I'm sure you don't see that offense all that during the year. There are times I didn't have ball, but you have two head balls.
What's your thoughts on defense?
What was the question?
How tricky was that offense? You don't see that a whole lot anymore.
It was very different. They were very physical. They were big. But, we game plan for it. We had a great game plan. The coaches came up with a good one. And all we have to do is fill our gaps. We stop them.
Go ahead.
Question. How does it feel to be the first senior class in the history of Gilmer High School? You're talking about champions, Manuel Johnsons, the Curtis Browns, the G.J. Kenneys, the Stuck Godfreys, the Chris Boyds, to be the senior, to be the first to have a chance to win 3 state championships, track, football, unfinished business?
It felt good, and we got to prepare for track season and get ready to go get us another one. Honestly, I feel like we got a great chance. We lost 2 guys. We lost Bro and Tyson, but I feel like we got some good athletes coming up to replace them.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.